Good morning. In 2007, I had the opportunity to go to Istanbul in Turkey, and one of the places that our tour went to was the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul. It's this gigantic covered bazaar, covered mall kind of thing with Turkish rugs and pottery and all kinds of foodstuffs and spices. It was there that I first probably heard the word and encountered the spice saffron, which is this brilliant red, beautiful spice, and I discovered that it was the most expensive spice in the world. It takes 125,000 crocus flowers to make a single pound of saffron, and it takes over 300 hours of labor to make a single pound of saffron, and all of that labor has to be done by hand. Machines just cannot do it. And so it's the most expensive spice in the world. Just recently I learned a fascinating thing though. Do you know what the second most expensive spice in the world is? The second most expensive spice in the world is vanilla. Plain Jane vanilla. And I see so many spiritual applications for this, because saffron is brilliant in its color and in its flavor, and it's very spicy and flashy. And vanilla we just see as this plain kind of spice, and yet vanilla is so crucially valuable, and it's so hard to make, and that's why it is so expensive. We know that in politics and in the media and in the church and in our families, that sometimes those people who are spiciest who get the most attention, those who are willing to make a spectacle out of themselves, and they might claim the most value for themselves, but actually the ones who really get all of the work done in all of those places, all of those situations, are the plain Jane vanilla people who go about doing the good, hard, important work and maybe don't even get noticed that much. Paul writes in Ephesians 4, "Let no evil talk come out of your mouths, but only what is useful for building up as there is need, so that your words may give grace to those who hear." We could alter that a little bit. Let no spicy talk come out of your mouth. Don't make a spectacle out of yourself. Don't say things to other people that are going to tear them down, going to cause them pain or difficulty, but instead find ways to build up in your family, to build up at your work, to build up at your church, to build up in the wider society. How can you, in what you say and do, be maybe plain Jane vanilla, but build up nonetheless? I say this rather often, probably because it's something I'm reminding myself of. Every single person that you encounter today, when that encounter is over, will either be a little closer to Jesus Christ or a little farther away because of the way that you treated them, the way you treated your spouse on the way out the door, the way that you treated the cashier at the grocery store that you went through, the way that you took care of or didn't take care of a coworker, a whiny relative, somebody that annoys you, the person who cuts you off in traffic, whatever. The way you treat them, each person that you encounter will be a little closer or a little farther away. And in order to bring them a little closer, it may take some of that plain Jane vanilla stuff, making sure that our words are words for building up, making sure that we are being graceful, making sure that we are being kind. And so on this day, let us commit ourselves not necessarily to being spicy, but to being vanilla, but a vanilla that is a vanilla that builds up and that offers people a word of grace. We can do that because God is with us. Amen.